Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for Wednesday, September the 16th. And today is Fed Day. So we had a Fed meeting today. And as you can see, I've got the S&P up here. Some wild price action during the day today. We had, let me show you this. Of course, there's the start of the day, Wednesday. This is a tree line, a voodoo tree line, and we have been kind of chopping around this. I'll zoom out and show you why this is important in a minute. But we've just been kind of chopping around this line, back and forth. And so if you look right there, that's the Fed announcement, the statement, policy statements right there. And we get a little pop up here, and then it fades. That's pretty normal. And then a big move up here, and at 1:30, this is 1 o'clock, at 1:30, sorry I have mine on military time, but at 1:30 right here is when Powell starts speaking. And I haven't had time to watch what he said or all that, but obviously he's speaking. He said something here the market didn't like, and we free fell, what is that, 45 points in the SPX. Very messy. And looking, let me zoom in here, excuse me, and look into the end of the day. So again, you can see right here a little bit clearer. So 1 o'clock is when the Fed statement is released. 1:30 is when the press conference started. So he starts talking about right there. And yay, it's good. And again, I don't know what he said. Obviously, the market did not like it. He did say, I was reading some of the notes, and it did say that they're going to leave interest rates alone until not expected to raise until the end of 2023 at the earliest. And you remember from the last Fed meeting, remember he said they're not even thinking about raising rates. And the coronavirus recession has, even further, I guess, hardened his stance on that, which is, is good. It should help housing and all that kind of stuff. Should. But they want to see, the labor market kind of return. They said to maximum employment, which that to me is maybe a stretch, but I don't know. Everything is still so up in the air right now with coronavirus and what's going to happen and so forth. So anyway, as it relates to the market here, we had been, this is kind of normal stuff. This kind of free fall stuff here, I call it the waterfall effect. We're just cascading down. Then look at this chop, down and up and down and up and down and up and down, up, down, big swings. I'm wondering if there were a lot of futures accounts that got blown out today, from this. And honestly, if you look at the closing quote on the day, I think we were down 16 points or something like that, from the open over here maybe. But the low 33.85 to the high 34.28. That's a pretty good sized move back and forth. So anyway, let me zoom out here and we'll look and see if we can do a little detective work and see if we can tell where we're going. So here's a 10-day chart. If you notice the all-time high right here, 35.88, and this was 2 Thursdays ago, right? Tomorrow will be the second Thursday. And we were looking at this. You see this white line? This is a voodoo snow line. And I'm looking at this, and that snow lines are typically pretty good resistance, honestly, but we were 12 points away from 3,600, and this was a new all-time high. We were hitting new all-time highs every day, and I thought we can reach up and get those 12 points. And once we clear that, then that opens the door to 36, 50, and and possibly even higher. And if you guys remember, I said in the last update, I can't remember which brokerage firm it is now, but the Economist pulled his end of the year price target off right before this. Literally, it was like the day before. He pulled his price target off, and he said there is literally no end to how high the market could go, essentially, is what he said. And that, at the time, before all this mess kind of started, that's what it looked like. Because, let's go out here on a little bit longer time frame. And again, I'm still talking about the S&P 500. If we look at this, we had just been in this just extreme, bullish, bullish. And here we're getting more and more bullish. And if you remember, if you watch the videos I did the last 2-3 weeks in a row, I said once we took that high out and start on this run higher here, and then we went vertical. If you remember, I showed all the stocks, Facebook, Google, Netflix, Tesla, Apple, Amazon. They all had this, going, and then we, and then we go vertical. And I said, this is a sign of a blow off top. And while I don't think it actually is a blow off top, it resembles when it acts like one here in the vertical move. And of course, we've all given that back. But where we stand now, you see that green line? That's the tree line I was telling you guys about. And the reason it's important is that here's the prior all-time high, and we've come back to visit this line a couple times. We're at a very critical point because I don't know if we're going to be able to get over this thing substantially and keep going and resume this rally, or if this thing's going to fade and come back down here. I don't know. Big question here. Today, honestly, was not a good sign. Because I didn't see, again, I didn't listen to the press conference, but I didn't see anything in the statement that was super bearish. I just didn't see anything. But anyway, what we will need to do in the next couple days, we'll watch the large cap tech and see if they, Amazon, Apple, so forth, they let us up, they may lead us down. There may be a sector rotation into more defensive names, for example. We definitely want to keep an eye on that. And we'll probably have our answer, if this is going to break one way or the other, in the next probably couple trading sessions, maybe by the end of the week. Now we might, you see this area here, we may just chop above, chop below, and maybe we come down here to the snow line, and we come up here to that skyline, and we're back and forth like that. It's very possible that we repeat kind of that scenario because we've got a lot of indecision right here. But as it is now, this is starting to look more bearish. I got a couple of positions with no SPX positions with no downside risk, but I don't have any big hedging or black swan kind of stuff on yet. But if you are in the main room on Friday, we'll be talking about that, and we'll start looking at some more meaningful hedging and downside kind of stuff, most likely, depending on what happens tomorrow. But at this point, I'm still light on positions. I am looking higher. I'm assuming we're going to, this rally is going to continue, but I'm getting less and less comfortable with that assumption after today. So for now, we sit on cash, we watch, we look for signals, we look for triggers one way or the other, and monitor our positions very closely and take it day by day. That's all we can do. So hope this helps make sense, and I will see you guys at the next update. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Take care.